Hi everyone, welcome back to Level Up. This is the sixth episode of Level Up Conversations, and today we will be discussing the interpretation of dreams. So, if you haven't been here before, we are Level Up. Our mission is to develop disciples of Jesus Christ around the world, and our Level Up Conversations episode is a monthly sort of special episode that we do where we discuss things that really affect us young Christians in today's society. So today I have my beautiful friend Tolly. Say hi, Tolly.
Uh, Thank you, Hannah.
You're welcome. So today me and Tolly will be discussing the interpretation of dreams. And one thing that I encourage is that for everyone watching as well, for you to sort of drop any questions that you may have or sort of engage with us while we're going on and sort of respond to the questions that we're asking you guys so we can sort of have a general conversation. As you guys know, we're not able to meet up in person due to lockdown 2.0, but what can we do? So just encourage everyone to sort of drop any comments and questions and anything like that in the comment section on either Facebook or YouTube, and yeah, engage with us. Ready to start, Tolly?
Yeah, definitely. So,
Okay, cool. So first things first, we're gonna start off with what are dreams to you? What do dreams mean to you, Tolly?
yes, in general, or like a godly dream.
In general, actually, in general.
Okay. Um, it seems that dreams are like, you know, they are, I guess, like it's going deeper into your mind, like, or deeper into your consciousness while unconscious, which is, it sounds really, I don't know if that makes sense, but like,
Okay,
I feel like, yeah, it's just another, like, level to your mind that you're experiencing.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting, interesting. Because I remember I studied psychology for A level, and we went into dreams like a little bit of our modules. And then what they taught us, like the scientific definition of when you dream, is basically when you sleep, you go into different stages. So of you have
Mhm.
like a sleep cycle where it's like stage one, stage two, stage three, stage four. I think all these scientists don't come from America if I get it wrong. So stage one is like the light sort of sleep where you're sort of sleeping but you're sort of awake, but then stage four is like sort of the deep sleep. I think it's called REM sleep stage or something. I don't know. But
Mhm.
so that's basically the stage where your body dreams because you're sort of sleeping deep enough to dream, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
the sort of non-biblical definition of a dream to me would basically be when you get to that stage of your sleep cycle where you dream, if that makes any sense. But if you go on the flip side now, if you go to the biblical definition now, what do you
Hmm.
think the biblical definition of dreams are?
A biblical definition of a dream is it's actually a revelation in a sense. It's God revealing something to you. Whether that's something like it could be a future event, it could be just something about yourself that needs to change. It can be
Yeah.
many different things. Yeah,
No, cool. I
it's a bit
completely
more
agree.
personal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. It's very, very personal. And I just feel like a dream is just another form of communication that God uses to, like you said, reveal things to us or talk to us about things or give us information about things as
Mhm.
well. Okay, cool. So, what's um your personal like experience with dreams? Are you a dreamer? Do you dream a lot? Do you not really? What's your sort of experience with dreaming?
Um, me personally, I've had a few dreams, but I don't think I've ever seen them as like what's it like a dream that I felt that God was revealing something onto me. I think it was more just like I remember like I remember being like scared for an exam one day, and then
Mhm.
like that night before the exam, I had a dream about the exam and it going horribly. So it wasn't like I haven't had like a dream where I felt that God was really revealing something up to me. But I know my mum has. She's spoken about that before, and I know I've heard about this. Like I remember one testimony when I was at church, like when I was younger. Like a lady who she used to go to our church but not anymore. I think she moved. She was talking about how her son was in uni and yeah, he speaks to her every day, and he said he was
Yeah.
going to go to a party. And when he said that, she went like, "Wow, so this is what it was." She had a dream, like she had a dream about a party and like something bad happening.
Mm-hmm.
and she said, "I don't want you to go to that party." And at that party, there was a stabbing,
Mm.
and so it was like, you know, and it's not just the person who got stabbed. Lots of different people who weren't even involved in the situation but were there got in a lot of trouble, and like
Mm.
things affecting their futures. Like, that happened. So I think it was
Yeah,
very like, you know, you hear those sorts of things and you're like, wow.
mad. No, it's actually mad. Can't lie, I can
Mm,
relate to that though. Even when I was younger, yeah, there'll be a couple times where like, oh, my mum says, oh, I can't go out because she's had this dream that oh something's gonna happen, or I don't know, she has a dream about some party that I can't go. And at the time, I didn't understand it. Can't lie, I'd be like, Mum, why
mm,
can't I go? Do you know what I mean? It's just a party, like nothing
yeah,
bad's gonna happen. But because I didn't go to the party, I don't know what happened, did it? So who knows?
exactly.
Who knows? I never went to the party. But
Hmm.
going back to like my personal experience with dreaming. See, I'm not a dreamer. I'm one of them people I can hold my hand up and say, yeah, I'm not a dreamer. Like when I sleep, I don't really dream too tough. And I always
Hmm.
thought, oh yeah, that's calm, like that's a normal thing. Like I didn't really know that most people dream like every single night. Well, for me, I don't really
Really?
dream in it. Yeah,
Oh,
apparently most
people
people
dream
dream every night.
frequently.
I didn't know. Do you dream a lot, quite like every night as well, or not really?
No, it's like I remember the dreams I have because they don't happen often.
See, that's how it is with me as well. Like, I don't dream very often, but when I do dream, I remember it. Like, it sticks to my mind. So I'm like, right, I dreamt that I didn't really dream. But then when I
Hmm.
do dream, it's like they don't make any sense. Like, I'm not, I don't know if it's only me, but my dreams never make sense. How about yours?
Yeah, yeah, it's the same with me. I had a dream actually last night,
Uh,
and it was a weird dream. It was like a dream. It was like a follow-on from a dream I had beforehand.
okay.
It was just essentially like me getting chased, and um, the people that were chasing me were in a car, and
Yeah.
um, I ran to my parents, and so I went. They went in the car. They were driving away, and they were waiting for me at the house. And we passed my house, and I could see them. And my
Yeah.
dad was also in the other car, and it's just like the clones of my dad. Like it was just like something weird like that, or something that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing that like I don't
Oh,
know.
that's
It's not like a crazy,
crazy.
crazy one, but like
Yeah.
you know,
No, I get you. And it's like for me, like I said before, my dreams they never make any sense. So it's like with me when I dream and something doesn't make any sense, I'm just like, okay, cool, let me just disregard because it doesn't make any sense. Like I don't need to listen to
mhm.
something that doesn't make any sense. Or it's
That's
like God will sort of show someone like in my dream where it's been,
mhm.
oh, okay, am I really gonna come expose myself on this YouTube? Alright, cool, let me do it. So basically there was one so basically there was one time yeah, I had a dream about a guy. Bro, I'm really exposing myself. How why? So there's a dream about this guy that I was potentially interested in, yeah. And I
Mhm.
dreamt about him. He was in my dream, innit? And I just found that really weird. And what was so weird about the dream was that what was so weird about the dream was that it was basically he was at my family house, like meeting my parents and stuff. And then basically he sort of said to my mom, oh, okay, I'm gonna marry this girl in it. It was such a honesty, I'm telling you, it was such a weird dream. But then it's like when I woke up, I was like, God, does this mean that oh yeah, that I'm gonna get married to this dude, blah blah blah, all this sort of stuff. Long story short,
Oh
I don't like
God.
the guy anymore, in it. So I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
my
I have
gosh.
dreams like that where like it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know how this
Mhm.
dude could have got into my house when he doesn't know my parents. But yeah, I still dreamt about it. So I woke up the next day thinking, God, are you telling me that oh this dude wants to marry me? Like, but then I was like, okay, cool, Hannah, chill, chill. Don't get too
Mm.
excited and try, and try to do the most. But then I really had to go to God and be like, God, what are you trying to say? To this day, I'm
Mm.
still wondering what God is trying to tell me about that dream. But I guess because I'm no longer interested in that guy, maybe it meant something, maybe it didn't. I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah, dreams are weird. Wow, I really
Mm.
haven't exposed myself on this whole YouTube, God, God, can't lie, I wasn't expecting that.
Uh,
Oh wow. Anyway,
I
but
was like, we're
cool.
gonna have to talk about our own dreams, aren't we? It's like so,
Yeah,
like
can't lie. We are. We
reluctant.
have to. We have to
Mhm.
get personal out here, but we have to. You have to come and expose
Exactly.
ourselves.
That's how people learn, though. People always learn from experience. So
It's
in the
true.
grand
Yeah.
scheme of things,
There you
we're
go.
helping. We're doing something good.
Exactly. And even if they didn't learn from it, they can learn from a dream and they can laugh and
Mhm.
say, okay, Hannah dreamt about this dude saying that he was gonna marry her, blah blah blah. Anyway, so
Mhm.
we'll see in a couple of years, or we'll see in the
Mhm.
future if I get back to that guy.
Um, can I raise a question? Sorry.
Yeah, sure, go on.
What is your opinion on like bad dreams or nightmares, and what's your experience with those?
Now, this is very, very interesting. So, when I think of bad dreams and nightmares and stuff, automatically I hear sort of, I don't know, the church or the older generation saying that, oh, yeah, it's from the devil. Oh, it's the devil trying to
Mhm.
interrupt your dreams, coming into your mind at night. Oh, you need to pray against it, cast it down, cast and bind, and all of that sort of stuff. But then when I think about it, it's like, okay, cool. Having a nightmare or a bad dream, it may not necessarily be from the devil. It could be God trying to show you something. It may not
Mhm.
be necessarily from the devil. However, I have had experiences where I don't know whether it was a dream, but basically I used to suffer from sleep paralysis. So do you know what that is?
Is that why like you're like awake, but like you're like in a like what's it called? Like a you can't move, but you're awake, but
Mm.
like you're not really awake, but you're conscious.
Yeah, exactly. So what
Mhm.
used to happen to me was I'll be dreaming or I'll be sleeping, and then it's like my mind is awake, but my body literally can't move. And for me,
Mhm.
what used to happen, it will always be like, oh, I always felt like, oh, there was some dark presence around me, or someone came into my room, or something like that. I would always have these sort of dreams or whatever they were, these sort of experiences. And then some people class them as nightmares and stuff and blah blah blah. But how I really overcame that was sort of just by spending time with God and actually researching what it was. Because it's used to happen to me ever since I was a child, you know. And I
Mhm.
sort of just disregarded it, be like, oh, it's sleep paralysis or whatever. It's a normal thing. It's whatever. But then, sort of, when I sort of went to God with it, when I sort of prayed against it, it was actually during the worship night that we had in February. It was
Mhm.
literally during that
Yeah.
week when we were praying and fasting where I finally got sort of delivered, quote unquote, from this thing. I don't know, but I haven't had any sort of sleep paralysis, anything like that since then. But yeah, with dreams and nightmares, I honestly don't know, but I don't think they can necessarily be from the devil to a certain degree. I
Mhm.
don't know. What do you think?
I think well, my parents used to always like if I were him like down to bed or like came out of bed and were like, oh, mum, I had a bad dream. My mum would always go like, whenever you have these bad dreams, you have to say, I reject this in the name of Jesus. She always like you said you have to actively like pray against it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's like something that like I always tended to do.
Yeah.
Like but it was never like I don't remember ever having like a like crazy nightmare or anything. It was more like I remember one nightmare that I actually remember quite vividly was where like I was getting chased by like a giant snake, like a snake the size of a car, like
Yeah.
body like this, round the church park, like round my home church parking lot, and then it like it licked the back of my neck, and I thought, and then I woke up because I thought that's how snakes got you.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bit like, and I just told my mum, and she went like, just pray against it. It was like it's not of God or whatever. Like, so I think my mum has the very traditional view that like bad dreams are from the devil as well.
Yeah.
And so yeah, anything like that, I kind of just like say like no, like I reject this in the name of
Mm-hmm.
Jesus and try and
So do
like
you
go
think
back to
that
sleep.
they're also from the devil as well, like having bad dreams and stuff?
Um, I feel like it depends because like a lot of it's like sometimes bad dreams can be a warning, but I think that
Mm-hmm.
bad dreams that are so like illogical, like a giant snake, sometimes like
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's I feel like if it's not so clear and obvious to you what the meaning of the dream is, and it's not in line with anything biblical,
Yeah.
I don't think that it's like a dream from God, and therefore, if it's negative, you reject it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, that's true. We even got a comment as well. I think Shemi Lore, he said, what do you think about writing dream journals?
Okay.
I don't know
Um.
about this one, you know. Go on, you
Honestly,
go first.
I think I said it, but like I don't remember every dream I have.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some that are very random, and you don't remember all the details. And I feel like
Mm,
me personally, I don't think I'd be very good at making one, but I know that's something that people do quite often.
yeah.
What do you think
See, with
about
me, I think, see, when I've had like, weird dreams in the past, I have written them down. I don't know whether that will go as a dream journal, but I have sort of written some of them down like, in my notes app in my phone and stuff. Because I don't remember dreams when I have them too tough, so I have to like write it down or try actively try to remember it or tell someone about it or something. But yeah, I don't think writing dream journals is a bad thing. I think if you're someone like me, where you sort of forget dreams quite a lot, or maybe you want to reflect on the dreams that you've had and stuff, then I would recommend writing them down because that's the only way you're going to remember it, to be honest.
it? Yeah.
No, it's true. What else have we got here? Hannah said that, yeah, I agree with Tolly because look at Nebuchadnezzar's, his dream was from God and he perceived it as bad. Yeah, I
Hmm.
remember that. That was in the book of Daniel, I think. Yeah, the
Hmm.
book of Daniel. And even leading on to that as well, I guess we can talk about Daniel because obviously Daniel
Hmm.
in the Bible, he had the gift of interpreting dreams.
Hmm.
If anyone out there isn't really familiar with Daniel and the book of Daniel, I recommend go and read it. It's not very long. I think it's maybe like 5 or 6 chapters. It's not very long.
It's not
And it's
bad.
all about, yeah, it's all about his gift of interpreting dreams and how the king at the time always used to have these dreams and he wanted someone to help him interpret it, and Daniel came along with this gift of interpreting dreams and he wrote so many things to them, and it's a really good book, so I definitely go and read that. But so Tolly,
It's
what do you
great.
think about people that have sort of the gift of interpreting dreams? So do you think that
Hmm.
us as Christians we should be going to these people to interpret our dreams? Do you get what I mean?
Uh, yeah. I think that um, I remember I watched a video on this and it spoke about dreams and people that interpret dreams and also dreams for you. I think
Yeah.
that it says that a lot of the time the dreams that we get, they're either very clear and obvious to us, like what the dream is about. You
Mm-hmm.
know, a lot of the time we don't need like help with it, and then other times, and like if and a great way to interpret your dreams is like it has to be like if it's along the lines of what's written in the scriptures, then it's a dream from God. But sometimes they give you dreams that only you can understand, and they give you dreams that only someone else can understand, and you go to them to interpret it. And I think
Yeah.
that's where people who have been given like the gift of interpreting dreams, I think that's where they fit in. It's like I think they used the example of Joseph
Mm-hmm.
and how he had the dream about about how he'd be above his brothers. Only he really like everyone else sort of took not like they didn't take it very well. And
Yeah.
then he also had the dream that not he had the dream, but Pharaoh had the dream that only he could interpret.
Yeah.
So um, I think it's down to God. God makes us puts it like God makes certain dreams like, only like understandable to certain people.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Like, I was even watching this video online before about the interpretation of dreams, and I think it was like a African pastor. The video was like 8 years old on YouTube. I don't know why I watched it anyway, but I watched it and he
Mhm.
was like, "Oh, when you have a dream, oh, make sure you go to someone that can interpret for you, because you don't want to get the wrong interpretation." And it's like, I get it. Then I was also thinking, okay, cool. Why do I need to go to someone else to interpret this dream? If God has given me this dream and He's also given me His power on earth, why do I need to go to someone else to help me understand it? Now, unless I feel like I wouldn't go to someone else to interpret my dreams for me when I can just go to God, unless God has actually told me, okay, cool, I need to go to this person to help them
Mhm.
interpret my dream. Like, if you just give me a dream, I'm not my sort of straightaway instinct isn't gonna be like, okay, cool, I need to go find this person. Or you know how some people
Mhm.
they like type their dreams into Google like a dream interpreter sort of thing and
Oh,
sort of asking, oh, what do my dreams mean? Like, I don't think I'd ever do that. Why would I do that when I can just go to God, like go directly to the source? Do you know what I
mhm.
mean? But
Yeah.
I guess some people are different. But me personally, I don't think I would ever sort of go to someone else and type in my dream unless sort of God directs me to go to that person or to type into Google or use a dream calculator, whatever it's called, or
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, nah,
I like
that's
I
true.
like I agree with Hannah's comment on that. It says No, I don't think you need to ask someone else. Just pray about it, so it's the same as you.
No, it's true. You don't really need to ask other people too tough. Like I said, unless God has told you, now that's a different story. If
Hmm.
God has told you to go to someone and you don't go to someone, now that's a problem.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
yeah, I
a
feel like
problem.
that's who the people that like the gift. There's the gift, like the people who are born with it. God has given them the gift of interpreting
Yeah.
dreams. That's for them. I feel that God has given people certain dreams that like only they can interpret.
Hmm.
But I feel like for the most part, it is like pretty plain and simple to us that we should be able to. And it's only in it's certain circumstances where you give them
Yeah.
to someone else to answer for you.
No, definitely 100%. So moving on, I'm gonna play a video now actually. It's just a short video from a sermon that I was actually watching on YouTube and it's about forgetting dreams. And now I don't want to say too much about it before you guys watch it, but I just watched it and I was just like, huh? I was so confused. I was like, you know what? Let me come and share it with everyone so everyone can also either be just as confused as me or yeah. So yeah, so it's about forgetting dreams. It's from I think the pastor's name is Stephanie Ike, I think her name is from Potter's House. Okay, let me just play it for you guys so you guys can see it also. Just come on the screen any moment now. Okay, cool. Hopefully the sound works.
Things begin to be revealed to us. You see, it's the presence of God that even forgotten dreams are revealed. Forgotten dreams are nothing to play with. When you wake up and you recognize that you had a dream, but you forgot the dream and you just go about your day, that is a weapon. And oftentimes, forgotten dreams is a sign that there is a lack of intimacy between you and God. That your intimacy is not as strong as it used to be. And it's a call to say, come back to your first love. Because when God is giving you a dream and is giving you a word through a dream, that one message can change the rest of your life. There are dreams that have shaped my life. There in dreams I've encountered the Lord. In dreams, my first book actually, I received the instruction, the name, and the impartation to write the book in a dream. It's through dreams that, I mean, amazing things have happened. Instructions from the Lord has been given to me through dreams. And so imagine if there was a dream that I had and it held important information and I woke up, forgot it, and just went about my day. You know, one day, funny enough, I remembered I woke up from this dream and I knew I had this dream and I knew that it was important. And the moment I woke up, the first thing I did was to worship. And I began to pray, Lord, reveal to me this mystery because there was something you showed me and I need to know what that is. And as I began to worship, all of a sudden, the memory of that dream started coming back to me. And family, what came as the result of that blew my mind. And so when you know that you're someone and that you have these dreams and all of a sudden you forget it and you go about your day, that is a weapon being formed against you to think that that is okay. Because the Lord speaks to you and you walked away from that instruction, you have missed a moment of alignment with God. And it's not that we can complain and say, God, but what is happening in my life? And he's saying, my son, my daughter, I've been trying to find a channel to talk to you. I've been trying to find a way to get to you, but you are not perceiving my words. You see, some of the things that we sometimes struggle with is that how do I know a dream is from God? How do I know?
So yeah, that's the part of the clip I wanted to share. She goes on to actually talk about quite a lot actually about like how do you interpret dreams and stuff, but I guess we'll go on to that later. But what do you think about what she said about forgetting dreams? Like when you forget a dream, that it's to do with sort of a disconnect between you and God. What do you think of that?
Wow. I think it makes you like reflect because I
Mm-hmm.
know that I've forgotten things before. And like when like I remember having lessons in school and they think someone they had like a quick lesson on dreams and like it was a psychology taster session talking about dreams. They said like it's a very natural thing, and
Yeah.
so it's something that like when it ever happened because I don't normally dream, but sometimes if I do, I forget. It was sort of thing that was like you know if I forget, I shouldn't pay too much mind to it. But I think that, yeah, it's changes your perspective.
Yeah, like
What do you think?
when I watched it, I was really confused. I was like, okay, so does that mean when I dream, okay, cool, if I forget it, then that's basically something bad that I shouldn't be forgetting the dreams that God gives me? Because later on, she even goes to talk about um, how for her anyway, that her sort of one of her main ways of communication with God is through dreams. So it's like, so when you forget
Mm,
a dream, it's like, okay, cool, God is telling you something, but it's like you're not listening. It could be, oh, God is telling you something, but you've got your earphones in and like you can't really hear what he's saying. So that's how she
mhm,
sort of explains when you forget dreams. So it got me thinking, like also with you reflecting, okay, cool. How many times has there been when I've had dreams and I've sort of forgotten them? Does that mean that I've sort of not been paying attention to what God is telling me? But then
mm,
what she said about worship was actually really important here, because when she said that, oh, when she's forgotten a dream and then she worships God, God sort of brings that dream back to her memory again. Like, it makes her remember it, even though she's
mhm,
already forgotten it. That just shows the importance of, okay, yeah, these dreams are important. Like having dreams where God is
mm,
revealing stuff to you is important. But it's sort of weird because you don't know at the time where it's like, okay, cool, is it me thinking this? Is it God revealing this to me? Like
mhm.
it's a whole interesting topic, and I feel like we could really go even deeper into this, like so much more deeper. But so
Yeah.
what do you think about sort of, you know, with dreams, yeah, when it's
Mhm,
like, oh, you're thinking, oh, is it a literal, should I interpret this in a literal way, or should I sort of
mhm.
interpret it in a spiritual way? Like, what do you
Yeah.
think?
Um, I think it really depends. I think it depends on the situation. I think it depends on what you're seeing, because, like, dreams, they tend not to always be completely logical.
Yeah.
Like, if I have a dream about tomorrow and like an event happening tomorrow, then you might want to take it quite literally. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're having a dream like like the dream that the pharaoh had about the cows, and
Yeah.
how, like, was it the fat cows ate the thin cows or something like that. You
Mm.
um you have to really, like, not take it literally, but take it quite spiritually.
Mm.
I think they're also, like, um I feel like the ones that are very, like, spiritual, they're a bit more centered around you, or, like, I think it's a lot more personal than it's less about what's going on, if that makes sense, in the dream.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. I think even Eunice says something here. Let me just put it on the screen quickly. She said, I hear what she's saying, but I think it depends on the dream sometimes. I think that's in relation to sort of forgetting dreams and stuff. Yeah, I get you. It does depend
Mhm,
on the dream. But I do hear what she's saying as well. And Hannah also said that that this is true. That's why we got to pray over them. Oh, in relation to
mhm,
deciphering whether they're sort of spiritual dreams or literal dreams and stuff. Yeah, 100%. I agree. And even anyone else
mhm,
watching as well, if you've got any more comments or questions or things that you want to add while we're talking, please feel free to add them to the comments and we will read them and discuss them.
mhm.
So, Tolly, have you got any more points you'd like to add?
Trying to think, what else have I got written down? Um, yeah, it was more just like examples of, like, more straightforward, clearer dreams, and, like, in the Bible, and then some more, like, ambiguous ones.
Okay.
So I have, if you want to read it, it's just like Matthew chapter 1 from, like, verse 20 and 21, and then 24 as well. So I'll get that
Okay.
off on my phone and read it
Me
quickly.
too.
Matthew
Matthew.
1:20. Because we need to get some
120.
scripture in there as well.
Of course, of course. Matthew 120. Okay.
Mhm. So, okay, so it's about Joseph, and it's just the story, like, when Mary said to Joseph, "Oh, I'm pregnant with the Son of God." And
Yeah.
so I'll read. But while he thought about these things, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to you, take you Mary, your wife, for that which is conceived in her is that of the Holy Spirit. And he will bring forth a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save the people from their sins. And then 24 says, then Joseph, being aroused from his sleep, did as the angel of the Lord commanded and took with him his wife. So it's just like another example of like how um, some of these dreams can be very straightforward in what you need to do.
Yeah, definitely. That's
So I think
literally
Hannah.
like a literal interpretation there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but go on, what were you saying?
I think Hannah's got some questions in.
Yes, she has. She said, do you feel like if you have a dream about someone else, you should tell them? I think it depends, because if we go back to my earlier example of when I dreamt about this certain male species, about him telling my mum that he's gonna marry me, I'm not gonna go and tell him that. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause that's weird. But that's just very weird. But then I don't know if I had a dream about, I don't know, a friend or someone where maybe I don't know, they were hurt, or maybe they were going through something in that dream. I felt like, yeah, I would tell them then. But if I'm having a dream about them where like things don't add up, I don't know if I would tell them, you know. What do you think, Tolly?
I think it depends on your interpretation of the dream. Because obviously, if it's a dream like a warning, if you're, how, mums have a dream about a warning, obviously they're going to tell you. They're not going to let you go to the party without telling you the dream. So I think that it really does depend. Like, sometimes it's just God, like God uses them to tell you a message. Sometimes they're just in the background because they're like, because it's a reflection of your thoughts, and so they might be someone that you just thought of recently.
No,
So I
exactly.
think it depends. Like they could have literally just been the cashier at McDonald's or whatever. It doesn't mean that. But like it's like, oh, you were in my dream. You were the cashier at McDonald's. It's like, what happened? Like, nothing. It's like you don't feel like
Exactly. No,
stimulated conversation. It's
exactly.
nothing important.
Yeah. No, it's true. So I think to answer your question, Hannah, I think what I would say is just pray about it. In all honesty, if God is leading you to speak to that person about the dreams, then do it. And she even said, even if you don't have a close relationship with that person, would you still tell them?
I feel like I feel like you'll know when you're supposed to tell someone something. I feel like you'll know.
Yeah.
You'll have a strong conviction to tell them.
Exactly, 100%. That's why I said if you ask God about it, if the Holy Spirit leading you to tell this person, then please go and tell them. Like, if not, then yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. What else did she? Oh my gosh, she said, "Girl, I had some dream about Morris Chester. I don't know whether to DM or can't lie, Hannah. I think you need to DM him still. No, I need to DM him to be honest, because if you think he's gonna marry you, then I think you should. I think you should DM
Don't
him.
miss
Like,
out on the opportunity, sis.
exactly. You never know. You might read it, and this girl's actually a joker.
Oh gosh.
Oh my goodness. I had actually a point because you said that Morris Chestnut stuff, and it's really just gone off my head. Yeah, so that's it. So I was once again doing research for this topic, and then I came across this article online, and it was basically saying how it was describing sort of our sleep process. So obviously, when we're awake, obviously we're using our physical eyes. However, when we're asleep and our physical eyes are closed, it's our spiritual eyes that are opened. Because I think there's a story in the Bible, I don't remember exactly where it is, where it's like Jesus touches this guy's eyes. He said, oh, he wants to know more about God or something like that. So Jesus touches this man's eyes, and then the guy opens his eyes, and then he says, oh, he sees trees or something like that. And then Jesus put his hand on his eyes again, and then I think he said, oh, he saw something else. I can't remember exactly what it is, but yeah. So what was my point again? Spiritual eyes. That's it. So yes, when we're dreaming, we're using our spiritual eyes, not our necessarily our literal eyes. So that's why I think some people try to use like a spiritual interpretation of their dreams, because they're like, okay, cool, it's my spiritual eyes, like, it's my natural eyes that's making me dream or see these things, so let me interpret in a spiritual way. But sometimes it may not always be needed. You just have to ask the Holy Spirit, and then he'll sort of
Yeah,
lead you. 100%, 100,
yeah.
100,
I think
100.
it's always important, I think, to like, to
Yeah.
pray after a dream, or to like, have your mind there. I
Hmm.
think we have to really like, have like a, our spiritual hat someone when we're like coming out of a dream, because
Yeah.
a lot of these experiences are very spiritual.
No, definitely,
Hmm.
100%. So let's say someone's watching us right now and they're like, okay, cool, I keep having dreams, or I have dreams, or I don't have dreams, or whatever. And they're asking, okay, how do I interpret these dreams that I have? What would you tell them?
I tell them um, to really think about it and pray. I think, yeah, you always have to pray, because if it is from God, God will reveal Himself onto you, and also like, continue to stay with the Word, because God will reveal to you, something that is in the lines with the Scriptures. He's not going to go away from it.
Yeah,
So make sure that you have good knowledge of the Scriptures and what's written in there. That would be my advice.
no, I agree with that as well. As long as what, like, straight as you dream, sorry, I think you should definitely ask God what the dream means, because He's the only one that can give you a true interpretation
Hmm.
of it. I just feel like it's not wise to sort of rely on your own interpretation or your own understanding of it, because that can lead you to
Hmm.
very sticky situations. So literally just
Yeah,
ask God. And I feel like for some people as well, they may need to write them down or talk to someone about it or things like that. I
definitely.
think it's just developing what's the right for you sort of thing. So if you like to, I don't know, talk to your mum about your dreams, then yeah, talk to your mum about it.
Yeah.
If you like to write it down in a dream journal, then yeah, write it down. There's no harm. And one thing that I would recommend someone who's, I don't know, sort of questioning the dream that they're having, I'll recommend them to sort of ask God, is this dream an instruction or is this dream information? Because only then that's when
Mm,
you can get clarity. Okay, cool. What do I now do with the dream? Because I can't lie, I've been in that situation. I've had dreams. I'm like, okay, cool. God, what do I do with this now? In it, like, do I go and tell someone? Do I go and pray? Do I need to go and cast and buy some devils? Like, what do I need to do? So, sort of
mhm.
asking him the next steps from the dream, he'll actually give it to you if you ask him. And it's like, it's not necessarily just asking him once, but for me, I sort of had to constantly keep going back to it. I didn't get the answer that I
Mhm.
wanted until like a couple nights later. But if I gave up at the first instance, I never would have gotten that revelation that I needed from the dream. So yeah,
Yeah.
don't give up with your dreams. Yeah, they're
Thank you
hard.
for that
Yeah, they're
first.
confusing. They can be a bit like you don't really know what's going on with them, but keep pressing on to God, and He'll literally give you the answer.
Mm, that's
No,
great.
100,
That's great. I like
100%.
that. Yeah, I think you shouldn't always expect the answer to come so quickly,
Yeah,
and that we shouldn't give up. It's not the kind of thing that I think sometimes we may fall into the habit when we pray for things. We only pray for things once, and then expect, okay, so He's heard me. I'll just wait now. We have
yeah.
to be consistent with our prayer, and to keep going until something happens.
No, definitely. I agree as well. So if anyone has any more questions, feel free to put them into the chat option and we will answer them before we go. So do you have any final points, any final questions, any final comments before we move on? Like, Tolu, are you there? Is he there?
Hmm?
Oh,
Sorry.
did you not hear
Oh
me?
no, I thought you were asking the chat, so I was looking at the chat, going like, "Oh,
I was asking you and the chat.
oh." No, I think I'm good. I think so. I think Hannah's written in the chat though. Hannah's written in the
Oh,
chat.
has she? Oh, she has. She says, I agree. It is like the parable of the person who keeps knocking on their neighbors in the middle of the night. Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
I agree with that too. So yeah, I think that's it. If no one has any more questions or comments, then we'll probably wrap it up for today. So if anyone sort of goes away from this and they have questions or they're worried about something or they don't know, they want clarity about something maybe we've said or something maybe they've read, feel free to sort of message us on Instagram at HOP Level Up, or email us, or just get in contact with us some way, somehow. If you're in the group chat, feel free to either put it in the group chat or message one of the leadership team or sort of anyone involved with Level Up personally, and we'll get back to you. So I just want to thank everyone for watching. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate it, and we hope you've been blessed with something. Tolu, any final words before we leave?
No, just thank you for watching. If you're watching wherever you are, God bless you, and see you next week.
Yes, we will. So once again, and can we say a big thank you to Tolu as well for joining us today and being involved
Thank you.
in the conversations. We appreciate everything you had to say
My
today,
pleasure.
Tolu. No
Thank
problem.
you.
So we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.